Hey y'all, good day, happy Friday. Just wanted to do a quick video about what I've been posting lately about co-parenting, and it's just been on my heart heavy to just make a video and just give my point of view of why it is in the best interest of the child for the father to be involved or just to be there, period. And I know a lot of people, a lot of mothers are not going to understand this concept because maybe how they were brought up or how they witness other people in their family, raise their children by themselves, and like that shit triggers down to us. And I could really speak on that because, I saw my mom talk bad about my dad when he wasn't there, when she wanted him to be there. But y'all, it is not about us. It's not about what we as women, as mothers want. It's just not. And life is not fair, but it's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? And you have to put your ego, you have to put your pride to the side and be more understanding. And I never got to a place of that understanding until I started working on myself. I had to start working on my flaws and my mistakes and looking at myself, looking in the mirror and saying, like, just judging myself the same way us mothers judge these men because they're not living up to the expectations we want. Like, that ain't right. It ain't right. I'm here to tell you it ain't right. It ain't. Because at the end of the day, us mothers, we go through shit too. We fall short too. But it's not seen publicly. We fall short silently. People don't know our shortcomings. And that's the thing. You got to get real with yourself. You got to get real honest with yourself. And start dictating yourself the way you dictate these fathers. And that's real talk. Because majority of these women, they're hurt. They're hurt because the man don't want them no more. They're hurt because they're pulling all the weight. But baby, you knew what it was when you was laying down with him. You saw red flags. And there was even some red flags in yourself. Like you dismissing what you really wasn't accepted of that man you was laying down with. You knew he had emotional instability. You knew he had financial instability, and you knew deep down in your heart that you had emotional trauma and that you were financially struggling. And so while we out here doing these adult things, having sex and getting our feelings involved, and really not holding ourselves as women accountable, these are the consequences that we have to deal with. These are the consequences that we are faced with when we have children with mates that we know aren't ready, and we know our damn selves we're not ready to be mothers. But yet the situation occurs, you conceive, and everything is fine and dandy and whatever the case may be. And then you start really acting on your instincts about the red flags that you see in him. And shit just hit the fan. Y'all are no longer cordial. Y'all are not connecting anymore. You know what I'm saying? And being a pregnant woman, them hormones they're jumping out the motherfucking your body, and you don't know how to control your emotions. And so you start bashing this guy, and because he's not being what you want him to be. But that's the thing. We cannot keep focusing so much about what the next person ain't. What about what you ain't? You're not understanding of what the hell he's going on in his life that's preventing him to step up, that's preventing him to be his higher self, that's preventing him from being the best person he could possibly be because you're being a terrible human being and bashing his ass and dragging his ass and talking bad about him and running his name in the dirt. See, I did that. I did all of that. And that's why I can speak on it. And I can speak honestly because I did my shadow work. I did some healing and I have a lot more healing to do. But I'm doing that. And, you know, I mean, it's sad and it's sickening because it's continually being a cycle that we just keep repeating what we've seen our mothers do, what we've seen our grandmothers do, what we've seen our aunts do around us in the Black community. This shit is triggering down, and we have to, you know, we just have to stop it. And I feel like you're not gonna be able to have this kind of perception that I'm saying that we as single mothers need to be understanding, to be compassionate, you know, to be cordial, to be healthy, you know what I'm saying, with the other parent. Even though he was a shitty person to you, that doesn't mean he's going to be a shitty person to your child. And that's not most of the cases, but some cases, the mother and the father, they don't see eye to eye no more. And so the child is used as bait. In most cases, not all, because some men are crazy. Some men, you know, they use the child too to get back at mothers. But this is not what this video is about. It's about being open-minded. That other people do go through things that affects their parenting skills. They are on drugs. They are still battling their childhood trauma. And if you can be honest with yourself and just, you know, take who you are out of the situation as the mother. Take the father who you had the baby with out of the situation. Take the titles away and then just examine the whole entire scenario. No biased, you know, choices, no choosing sides, no nothing. Just take everything out of the scenario. Who the people are, the name of the people, who they are to you, who you are in the situation, and just examine the situation. Examine the situation. And then try to establish your perception of it. Just step out of the situation and examine it. That's what I had to do. I had to first stop focusing on that man, my baby daddy, what he wasn't doing, what I wanted him to do, what I needed him to do. I just stopped focusing on him. And I started focusing on what the hell Ebony wasn't doing. Where are you slacking? Because you falling short. Where are you? Like, where in your life that you could improve and, you know, just to become a healthy person all the way around? And so I just started looking at myself, examining myself, judging myself. Because who are we to judge the next person? We don't know what they're going through. But we know what we're going through. And we know that it affects us. We know it triggers us. We know it makes us lash out. We know it makes us act like shitty people. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we don't possess that much power on this earth to tell a person who they are, who they need to be, because we don't know where they are in their life. We just don't know. But that's when, after working on yourself, being real with yourself, your shortcomings, and you're able to get honest with yourself. You can be honest about a situation that involves you, but it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get to a point where you're just giving a person grace, because after you worked on your healing and after you've worked on, making yourself a better person, that takes grace, that takes patience, that takes kindness, that takes love. And then it's your responsibility, for the sake of humanity, to show that same love, that same grace, that same kindness and understanding to your baby father. Like, get out of your own way. And this is another thing, and I'm gonna end this because this is becoming too short and I gotta work out. This is another thing. We got to just make the necessary sacrifices. Even if we feel like it don't benefit us, which it will. It will. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna benefit us as a mother, as women, because it's what's best for the child. Like, we be forgetting that, co-parenting is just not about what the hell we want and we need. It's about the child. So if that means me holding down the fort until my child's father get his stuff together mentally, financially, and emotionally, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Because what I have learned was me bashing him, me talking down on him, me being hard on him. I was not only spreading hate and being evil, but I was cursing this man. You know what I'm saying? Like, energy is everything. You are what you dish out and what you speak. And depending on how much strength you put into those words, that shit will manifest. So y'all keep calling y'all baby daddies nothing. Y'all keep talking about how they ain't shit. Y'all keep talking about how your baby father, they ain't gonna amount to nothing. They ain't gonna never be shit. Y'all are planting seeds that's destroying your baby's fathers, and they can't be who the fuck you want and need in your life and in your child's life because of your mouth, because of your actions. And we don't like to point the finger at ourselves, but that's just true. You're manifesting that. You're cursing at me. And when I realized that, like, dang, I've been a shitty baby mother to him, I started being more kind. I started being more understanding. When shit would come up in his life, and it, it affected him. And I can't get too personal in details about what he went through in his life, but it affected him being a part of his child's life. I bagged up. And I started having more compassion towards him, and I started wishing him well. And not to say that my well wishes and my kind words and my positive, perception of him just made him who he is today, but I'm pretty sure it played a big part of him coming back around and being ready and being willing to be the father that Jada needed to be. And so with that being said, stop cursing your baby fathers, stop cursing your baby's mothers, because y'all are putting spells and planting seeds on people. And what you really want deep down inside in your heart, it's not coming into fruition because you're blocking it with your words. Y'all pray for them. Don't speak negative and ill will on them, because that's just going to delay the process. This is a deep topic, and I would love to go more in depth with you about it, but I gotta work out. So y'all just let that linger in your spirit, man. Let that linger in your spirit. Be kind. First, work on yourself. Do your shadow work. Work on yourself. Start loving yourself. And then the same, kindness, love, honesty that you give to yourself, pass it on to your baby father. He needs it. Everybody needs it in this world. And then just see how that works out for you. Because I'm telling you, this mindset and this mindset and this perception about doing it on your own, that shit is for the birds. And I'm here to tell you, I did it on my own for a long time. And I did it because I had no choice. But now that the tables have turned, it's a sign of relief, and I have a sense of huge gratitude because, you know, I made those changes in my life. And I started with my mind. I started changing the way I was thinking. And then I started speaking the way I was thinking. And then my son, Dad, he just took off. He took off. And it's paying off. So, y'all, be good to yourself and be kind to others. I'm out. Peace.